Today, I want to talk about for sale by owners. I probably had 10 to 15 people this week DM me and ask me, talk about for sale by owners, because I think for sale by owners is the one group that most agents avoid. And truthfully, it's the one group that needs our help the most. You see, the biggest problem that I see with most people talking to for sale by owners is during the conversation, you tell them that they can't do it. You can't sell it yourself. Only I can sell it because I'm an agent. Now, is that true? Of course not. You see, when I'm talking to a for sale by owner, I make sure I let them know in the conversation that, look, I'm confident that if you really wanted to sell yourself, you could, because you control the biggest variable, which is the price. But I also have to ask you, is it more important for you in terms of what you make to try to sell it yourself just so that you can say that you did it or gave it a valiant effort? Or like most sellers, do you want to make sure that you sell it and you walk away with the most amount of money? Most of the time, they're going to tell you they wanted the most amount of money. And I say, well, great. Well, let me ask you something. If me and you decided to work together to go out and buy a property, and we went out and looked at a property online that had been on Zillow for 3 weeks, and you and your wife, you love the house, and I said, look, I called the owner up. They don't have any offers. It's been on the market for 3 or 4 weeks. Honestly, do you think that you would give them a higher or lower price? Most of the time, they're like, well, probably a lower price. Sure, because you have to understand something. You would only pay more for a house if you were competing with someone else that was willing to do the same, correct? So I have to ask you, if buyers walk into your property and they negotiate your price down, does that get you closer to your initial intent of wanting to get more? And most of the time, they'll say no. And then I'll say, great, well, let me ask you, if we were to market this property effectively and we got enough people through and we were really proactive with what we did, and instead of having one buyer come in after 3 weeks, we had 3 or 4 people that were willing to give us offers in a week to 10 days, potentially, do you think those buyers would probably offer you less or probably have to offer you more if they wanted the house? And they normally say, well, offer you more. Sure. So the real question is, do you want people walking in and negotiating your price down, or would you prefer to have people walk in and negotiate it up? You see, you have to understand that if you want to list for sale by owners in high volume, you have to make sure that you show them the value in what they're getting.